Hello. So if you would, just take a deep breath in and a long, comfortable exhale. Comfortable breath in, long, slow exhale. And one last guided breath together in and slow exhale. Father, Son, and Spirit, we recognize that you are hosting us and creating this space for us to stop striving and recognize your invitation. And as we slow down and quiet ourselves with the intention to be present to ourselves and to you, and we hold this group in our hearts as well. We start with where we are in this present moment, as we are. Just noticing our body, if our head, neck, or shoulders or back, if we're relaxed or if there's any tension. We don't try to change it, we just notice it and welcome how we are. Recognizing in Christ, all things are held together. And as we're quieting our bodies, our physiology, we do that with the hope and intention that a memory, a beautiful memory, a relaxing memory, a relationally connecting memory, just anything, simple, sweet, comes to our mind. What moment is it that you want us to dwell upon? And as that moment is in our mind, allow the sights to be enriched and the sounds, detect the physical environment. And just allow the simplicity of that moment to nourish you, allow it to relax your body. And with an open heart to Jesus, allow Christ to reveal, this is something I want you to know or pay attention to about this memory, this moment. So Lord, whatever moment, aspect, and the things you want us to know. May we take that in and receive that as a gift. And noticing how our body feels, if we're able to notice this relational, relaxing moment, what happens to our body? Lord, we receive this as a gift, knowing that there's many multitudes of gifts that we can receive. So we take a deep breath in together. In a comfortable, slow exhale. Another breath in. In a slow exhale. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Now, if you would just write down in the chat some aspect, anything from it, just to be engaged. And I know it may be, there could be so much richness there that it might be hard. So just, it could be, oh, I'm much more relaxed, or it was a moment of meeting my neighbors unscheduled as we walked to Froyo, that was mine. So yes. Right. All right. Paddle boarding, meeting to care for a dog, moment to be reminded I just need to be with the Lord. Yep. Sense of security, smiling on the inside because of a moment with the best friend. Remembering my grandmother's attentive presence and God reminding me of his presence with me. Alice and I know your grandma's stories. The mornings walk around a little lake, sitting with a friend, a lake in Oregon. Ooh. Maybe we should all go on a retreat at a lake somewhere. Do we know any people who can have a lake and take us there? There's resources available. So meadow.
Oh, meadow flower with my father when I was a young child. Wow.
Is it okay to get emotional? I know that person asking it, Christine. Of course it's okay, and that's just a part of your flavor. Sitting outside, Jesus rejoicing in my marriage, awesome. Oh. Meeting friends in Nashville, yes. Oh my daughter whispering into my ear, I love you last night. Gosh. So sweet. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Even just reading that, and I kind of read it out loud for the training and for the experience for us to know. And I wish we could just dwell upon these. And part of why we do this, I mean, this is from Jim Wilder and brain science and life model works, that we warm up our brain this way, then actually whatever part of our brain is warmed up activates the trails of those kinds of memories. And there's a place, I mean, Sungshim and I are both trained in trauma therapy to do that. But even when you do that, it is good to start in these kind of realms and spheres. So we want to create and cultivate these memories. And we do it even though we're not physically next to each other. Right? Sungshimi and I are, and Hillary and Lisa are, but we are together in a genuinely real way. And so, and then Jen and
somebody. So then
and Jen's person.
Jen's person.
It's in the bottom left usually, Jen.
Oh, I think Jen and Eileen, no?
Yes. No. So it's just good to be together. And even though we're apart, we are connected. Okay, so
I think it's my turn, yes. Guys. Thank you for being host disabled participant screen sharing. Can you?
You want me to let you share? I will.
Please give me the power.
I will. you know, you'd think after doing it one time, you'd be a pro. That's not what it takes.
Yeah, you need to do many times. Hi, Agnes. I see Agnes there. I didn't see her earlier. Okay. Oh, my friend Sunny is here. Mm-hmm. Hi, Sunny.
Okay.
Okay, just take this moment to memorize your SAD in your mind.
What's the
SAD, S-A-D. What's S-A-D? Sadness, shame, angry, afraid, disgust, and despair. Okay? So just take this moment to just memorize it, and it just comes like this for you, and then teach your children. What, you cannot do it?
I don't know how to allow to share the screen.
Teach John how to.
Hello, we're pros over here. Can someone tell me how to let Sungshim share the screen or share the screen with her?
Huh. I think you did it last time.
I did it last time.
Down at the bottom,
yeah,
where it says share screen, I think it'll let you.
Does she need to be made a co-host?
Is that?
Can you make me as a host, Diana said?
Yes. I can. Sorry, guys. Oh, whoa. What? Who did this?
You did that.
No, this is not me.
Okay, I didn't do
Oh, is this?
you.
I don't know.
I think you're nervous. That's okay.
No, I'm not nervous. I don't know what to do.
Oh, okay.
Who can share? Oh, okay.
Only host, but just put all participants, so then I am participant, right? Yeah.
Do you not see the share screen button on the bottom of your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, now I think I can do it. Yeah, it's mine.
You can?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, now
we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Take a deep breath for me and John. It's like, whoa.
Thank you. I feel responsible to you guys. So.
Okay. Okay, last week, I think the highlight or what?
No, I want to make sure you're recording your audio.
Oh, hold on.
Your audio is on.
Do I need to have my audio on? Let's see.
Yes,
guys,
unmute.
sorry guys. Okay, I'm gonna unmute. Can you need to?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Wow, guys, we think that we got this down, but it's not. Okay, here you go. Okay, last week we are talking about which eyes that we were seeing through. And then I think that probably the shimmering eyes was the one that we talked about. And then I just want to review this concept because we are going to continue and build on. It's like the attachment center, the right side of brain. We all have those pain around it. So then I'm going to share more why we are keep doing this kind of exercise. So shimmering eyes, I said, if you are seen through shimmering eyes, you will develop secure attachment. If you are seen through the scare eyes, anxious/ambivalent. And stoic, that's just one way of saying it, just like kind of stern, stoic, there's no emotion. It's like you develop avoidant. If the eyes that saw you scary and just disorganized attachment. And then I want to just read this thing. Diana, can you read this for me? You can unmute and then read this for me. This is part of what I learned from Jim Wilder.
Securely attached children begin validating.
Oh, the volume, Diana?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Securely.
Okay, I cannot hear you.
I can hear her.
Okay, good. Thank you, Anna.
Good to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Securely attached children begin validating themselves as early as 18 months of age. When we have suffered many misattunements, poor or no mutual mind, we tend to invalidate, accuse, and blame instead of validating.
Thank you. Okay, so I love this sentence, but I'm going to break this down for you because I think you understand all these things. But here we know the securely attached children, validating you understand, meaning in our concept, wow, that is big. Whatever, it's not, sometimes do not exaggerate it. Sometimes you see you are maybe feeling distressed, maybe out of 1 to 10, 5, but your friend saying that, oh my, then it's 10, then that's not attunement. You know, like, so it's like a validating, getting, according to Jim Wilder, getting the right size of it. Okay, but this person's, the Jim Wilder saying is securely attached children begin validating themselves as early as 18 months. But when when we have suffered many misattunement, but what's attunement? You hear that word a lot, right? But do you know the definition of it? Anna, do you remember that you asked me, so what's attunement? I have to Google, like I need to teach my student APU, like I don't know what it is. And I don't think that I was able to really succinctly, because I wanted to memorize those things I hear when I study, so that I don't need to spend my extra energy to like, oh, what was that? So it says here, we have suffered many misattunement, obviously kind of insecure attachment. And then he says also, poor or no mutual mind. And that's the life model works and Gene Wilder's concept. And I know that like, okay, mutual mind, what's mutual mind? So I'm gonna break it down this thing. If you and I suffer misattunement or poor or no mutual mind, what's happening is Anna and I, Allison, Olin, Diana, in our life, things happen and then you invalidate your experience. You invalidate you. Oh no, that's not that big. Oh my God. But then you're inside, your heart beats so fast and you tell yourself like, why am I like that? Oh, I should have faith. What's going on? Like accuse yourself, blame yourself instead of validating. So let's break it down this. What's attunement? I was telling you last week a lot of concept that I learned from Dan Siegel, Interpersonal Neurobiology. In his book, The Mutual Mind, he's saying, Anna, can you read this for me? The what's attunement?
Okay.
Mhm.
In my own field of studying interpersonal relationships, within families, we use a concept of attunement to examine how one person, a parent, for example, focuses attention on the internal world of another, such as a child or spouse.
Oh, you are so good at reading it. Like, because that's what I want to know. That, okay, in the beginning, don't, okay, so then I give you the quote, but then don't think about anything. Just say, focus attention on the internal world of another. That's attention. So I'm gonna make it even shorter, okay? Focus the attention on the internal, your internal experience or internal experience of the other person. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna say, so that now you got the attunement, so take a moment to memorize it. What is attunement? Focus energy on internal world of somebody. Does it make sense? Allison, give me like, okay, you got it? Focus attention. That's the important word here. And then why then Gene Wilder used the mutual mind. I'm gonna review the 4 levels of brain on your right side of brain. Number 1 is an attachment. This is what attachment center is asking is, wow, this matters to me. This is important to me. So maybe to Allison, it doesn't matter, but to me, it matters to me. Doesn't matter. It's a, he called it, this is a personal reality. Another in the field of therapy or psychology, other scholars call it your subjective experience. Does it make sense? So this matters to me. When something I'm going through, it's important to me, will you be there for me? That's actually scanning and always asking this kind of question. Number 2, once that information go through the number 1 level, the bottom of it, now I told you last week that there is an assessment. It's not a left brain, very hardcore calculating assessment. It's more like, omo, it's good. Omo means in Korean, it's like, it's like that. So it just comes out. It doesn't come out in English. Just for you, you guys have something like, omo, like bad or scary or good. So once in your life, you form an opinion about something, airplane, storm, wind, rain, snow. Like for Anna, hill, she thinks the hill is just bad and scary. Once you form an opinion around that, either good, bad, or scary, it's really hard to change it. Because Anna and I go hike, and she was a little hill. She's saying, you know, here, like in California, buying a house on a hill is beautiful and it's really nice. And she said, I will never buy that. That's not good. I'm like, what? The house on the hill is a beautiful thing. For some reason, she already formed an opinion about hill as bad and scary. So once you form an opinion about something, it's really hard to change. Number 3. So this is a review, okay? Last week I did. And then we are talking about attunement right now. And then Gene Wilder interchangeably used the word mutual mind. Okay, here. Number 3, the yellow part, life model works talking about training your banana. On the right side of my slide, you see this banana shape, right? That's attunement. And then I like Jim Wilder's definition because I like the way that he kind of explained things in a way that everybody can understand. Okay, so I'm going to read what he said. I can think and feel like the one that I love thinks and feels. I mean, it took me for a while to get that concept, but by now I memorize it. Level 3, I can think and feel like the one that I love, thinks and feel. So I'm gonna just, okay, hold on a second. So that's your level 3 yellow banana. That's where the attunement, and also that's the Jim Wilder talking about mutual mind, meaning Anna's mind, my mind. If I love Anna, I can think and feel the way that Anna, you think and feel in a certain situation. Why? Because I love you. Does it make sense? You can think and feel the way that your child think and feel because you love them. Your friend, your husband, think about their reality. When you love and share a lot of experiences, sometimes you see something and then you automatically know that, oh, that's what you were thinking. It's like you are sharing the moment of getting each other. So that's what the mutual mind, what Jim is talking about. He's saying that brain is designed to share the common mind, mutual mind. And with that, you can develop a meaningful relationship. So let me show you this picture for a second again. Think about this father. This child got hurt, okay? And this father loves this boy. Let's assume that that's what secure attached children. So this child got head on the knee scrape. He's a boy. In our culture, in Korean culture, that, oh, boy, don't cry. Don't like, that's just nothing. But that for the child, maybe the child felt scared. Then the father will let him know that, oh, since I love you, right? Since you and I are connected, I can imagine what you think and what you feel. And then you convey that. That's attunement. Now you get it? Okay, I'm going to take a moment. This is a very important concept. So I'm going to take a moment because it's a facilitator training. My goal is I think Kim Specker sent me an email, asked the question, do we need to know all this concept? You don't need to know this concept to facilitate Emmanuel journaling. Emmanuel journaling is so easy. You can just, the way that how we facilitate a group is in the beginning, like the way that John do, we greet, and then you just facilitate quieting people, and then you just going to your own place to just journal and come back and share, and then just debrief. That's what it is. And then it's very easy, just fill in the blank. Why this kind of information that I'm telling you is because we need to cultivate the presence within ourselves as a facilitator, openness, curiosity, and compassion. In order for us to be that kind of person who naturally did what Jesus asked us to do, basically love deeply, we need this kind of information, certain information to really like convince us, like take us deep to this place why we are doing the things we are doing. So you don't need to know, but that's why I think I want you to, not that you need to memorize, but to me, that's how I do it. So that, oh, that's a focused attention on the internal world of the other person. So then this father is having a focused attention on this child's inner experience. Would you say that? That's attunement. So you grew up receiving a lot of those attunement, receiving mutual mind. Then as early as 18 months, you begin validating your experience. Does it make sense? Okay, so you got that part. Then now I want to pause. I think I shared this thing before, but I will just go over that. This is again, Dan Siegel's concept of, like not concept, like he's saying a secure sense of self will be developed with those three. So he called it 4 S's. Sometimes so I'm thinking 4 S's, do I need 4 S's? But actually 3 S's resulted in secure sense of self. It's like a kind of essence of secure attachment. He's saying that safe, Allison, can you read safe, seen, soothed with me? Like when I say safe, can you read the first?
Yes.
Yeah.
So safe, a parent protects the child from harm
Mhm.
and is not the source of terror for the child.
Okay, seen.
Sensing the inner feelings, thoughts, and meanings of a child beneath externally visible behaviors.
So pause right there, guys. That's another way of what? What did I just teach you the concept? When Dan Siegel said, when child being seen, and then Allison read the definition of it, what does it, what are you thinking right now then? Attunement, yes, and I see you like mouthing. I say, yes, that's seen. That's what that means. Okay, number 3. Soothe.
The parent helps the child regulate emotions in times of distress.
So in order for that to happen, the father should not be in the state of fear, whatever that the child is afraid of, right? So we need a big brain, big capacity, maturity to be able to help this child who's in distress. I need to help that child to digest it. But in the state of fear, obviously we cannot do it. So then he's saying that's the resources right there, the yes brain, that's all about those 4. And then just how to do it. And that's what the book is about. So safe, seen, and soothe. In this case, we know that we don't want to be a source of terror to our child, especially number 2, seen is actually when you hear these kind of things, fancy word attunement is another way that how can I give my child the experience of being seen? Okay, do you understand now? Okay, then I think in a very first session that I kind of just have the free webinar, I was saying that attunement is a concept that actually takes place in an interpersonal relationship. There's a person giving it to a B, so husband to, let's say wife to husband. Here, there is a father to a child in the picture. So that concept is internal personal kind of context. But then Dan Siegel also talking about there is a focused attention on internal world of your own. He called it intrapersonal attunement. And then I realized that all the research saying when you have an attuned relationship, meaning if you grew up with this receiving the attunement from your parents or from your friends or I don't know, therapists and whatever that is, then you have more resiliency, you have capacity to deal with life. And then obviously interpersonal relationship will be rich, but this is my observation. Why we fail to do so is because we don't have intrapersonal attunement. Why? Because we didn't have that when we were little, let's say. So parents didn't share that their mutual big mind. It's okay, I see it. Since they failed to do so, now I don't know how to do it with my own internal experiences. Doesn't make sense, Anna? Okay, so the question is this. I'm really all about then, okay, naming that problem is good, but like tell me what to do. That's very important to me. So one of the concepts I learned from Dan Siegel is just, would you give yourself a focused attention on your internal world using this skill, SIFT, S-I-F-T. What's the sensation like in your body? What image comes to your mind? What feeling would you say? What thoughts what thoughts you are having? Actually, whenever I ask this last question about what thoughts, what are you telling yourself? Anna and Sharon here, a couple of us actually trained by Edward Santana Grace. Very first thing that he had to develop was that what thoughts are you telling yourself? This is actually a very important skill. I noticed that people don't have it. And if we don't know, if we are not a student of our own thoughts that are popping in our head every day, every moment of it, how are we gonna tame them? So those sifting that I learned from Dan Siegel's book, it's really helpful way of developing your intrapersonal attunement. Thus, hopefully, you can develop interpersonal, not develop, be able to give that to other people. Because we are so focused on giving it to other people. I know that you guys saying, how can I be a better parent? I want to give them a secure attachment, right? But I realize the more we focus on that, actually, and then you are dying, and then I don't have it, and then we just try to give and give. So when we're talking about trauma, when we're talking about insecure attachment, I have insecure attachment, it's hard. And then, so even though I didn't talk about a lot of trauma stuff here, guys, whenever we kind of ponder on those things, as a parent, you think about, oh, I screwed up my children. I didn't give my kids a proper attunement. And then I think about my childhood, like, dang, even though big things happened, they totally left me alone in a dark room for 9 years, like feeling scared. So when we are talking about these things, whether you are aware or not, I noticed that things were arising within us and just makes us tender, sometimes feel hopeless. So what now we do? Okay, I know those concepts, but this is what I'm gonna say. Let's just use this concept that in trauma, people these days recently, they began noticing this phenomenon. After people experience trauma, there is this phenomenon called post-traumatic growth. The growth, the exponential growth can take place after you experience something really difficult. So look at this ball. This is a part of Japanese pottery, or like a way of fixing things. And it's very artsy. There's a bowl, ceramic bowl was broken, and we throw it away. But then in Japan, look at that, the way that the gold was like just, it's like that, those are actually crack. So it's all crack open and broken, but the Japanese people will fix it, put it together using gold, glue it together with the gold. So rather hiding your wounds and the things that you are struggling with, actually this highlight the broken pieces with gold, and then he called it kintsukuroi. And I know that recently Anna got a tattoo on her arm and said it's another, the what, if you wanted to look it up, it's a, oh, look at her, she's showing it. It cannot, okay. So it's a common practice there. There is a kintsugi. Kin is gold, tsugi or tsukuroi is just you join together, or just like you sew it together. So when I look at this concept, I think about our Father. You and I are God's kintsugi. Yes, we are all broken. Our parents, probably earthly parents, didn't give you proper attunement. But what did I say last week? Our family of origin, true family of origin, is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Yes, it's broken. He's gluing your life together with gold. And then I want to suggest, so I just want all of us to pause and just really meditate on this reality. You know, that their culture, Japanese culture, capture that. I think whether they know God or not, I think there's this essence of truth. That's who God is. You and I are God's kintsugi. And I'm gonna just today's, what we are gonna just review and then exercise in Interactive 2.0, and then I will just go over a little bit more why I'm really big on this gratitude and all this thing is because as we review, so I'm gonna quickly go over the painful things, just like a Velcro, it just stay and they record it in your brain. It's very strong and fast. It just like stick together. It's hard for you to really get rid of. And then positive things, it's like a Teflon. It doesn't stick that well. That's why John Gottman, the marriage researcher, said, in order for you to have a good marriage, the master's relationship, have the interaction between husband and wife, the 20 good and the -1. And I thought that 1 and 1 is actually same. It's a Korean people call it same. Like, so it's like if I do 1 good and 1 bad, and it should be the same, I thought, but actually that's a divorce rate. So the disastrous person have a 1-to-1. So because of this, if we gain the simple truth from the science, we need to be humble. We need to be wise. We shouldn't be foolish. We cannot just kind of leave our sense to our self-development to a chances. Okay, just it happened. No, if you really know how fragile we are, how brain works, I really encourage you and challenge you to be really much more diligent, to really notice the good things in your life. That's why that Interactive 2.0 that I introduced is that important. Another thing is, as you guys know, the brain is plastic. Before people say like, until 18, if you turn 18, your brain grew, but that's not true. Brain is plastic. Neurons that fire together, wire together. So the bad news is that there is this like a freeway, like a neural pathway in your brain. Misattunement, those things are already paved their way. And then that's why we see the world and then hear this like invalidation, accusing, blaming, instead of validating, right? So that already, the road is already paved. But the good news is if you begin paving a new way, keep traveling the same road over and over and over again, and that become a higher way. So that is actually hopeful news. So I already did it, this exercise. So I'm not, for the sake of time, I'm not gonna do it. This is what I'm suggesting. If I say the deep attachment part, the brain part, right? That part is asking this question, will you be there for me? This matters to me, whatever that is, fill in the blank. If you hear yes, 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 it's like almost seen through the shimmering eyes. If you hear God's yes over and over and over and again, you are gonna always say yes to yourself first. And then you can correct and change things around. But then we grew up hearing no, 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 no. But I think we need to really somehow develop this new neural pathway in your brain, seeing the true reality of God, saying it, God saying it, I am your father, I am your mother, and yes, yes, yes. So this is my proposal. I ask you to memorize the big 6 emotions. So I'm gonna just focus on this. Whether you are, number one, you need to memorize and notice those moments though. You are asking this question, will you be there for me when I'm feeling sad? Will you be there for me when I'm feeling ashamed? When I'm feeling angry? Even I feel like so rageful, will you be there for me? Would you still be with me? And answer is yes. When I'm feeling afraid, would you be there for me? Would you be with me? When I'm feeling even disgusted, I like, ugh, even because even my own sin that I like, oh, I feel disgusted by me, but would you be with me? When I'm feeling hopeless and despair, will you be there for me? My proposal is this: God is Emmanuel. God saying to us, yes, child, I'm glad to be with you. So I propose your heartbeat, if you can hear your heartbeat right now, that's God's yes. When you take a deep breath and notice that, oh, I am still breathing. I'm breathing and out. From now on, translate into God's yes. God saying one of those 6 big emotions, right? And then, will you be there for me when I am 6? God saying, yes. That's why you pay attention to your breathing and listen to your heartbeat. Okay, so now I am aware that this is about the time that I need to wrap up, but let me just go over how to do interactive gratitude. Why I do this thing is, okay, so we know that, dear God, you guys already practice it, so I'm just saying it. Why? Because this is the actually easier path that you can practice intrapersonal attunement, as well as you can hear God's yes more readily. We always try to only hear God's yes when I'm feeling so angry. How could you? Jim Wilder's so big on it. You cannot hear it because that thing is so big. So we got to really humbly practice this. Probably you think that I got that, so teach me that. No, I'm not doing it because I have noticed that if you don't have this part down, we cannot do it. So number one, write down while you are grateful. Some days the gratefulness just really quickly come out, then that's let it be. But on other days it's not. This is another way that I can say it. Scan the day and notice that when you are touched by the presence of goodness, the presence of God, and then choose one out of many, or like just one, to give thanks to God, since all good gifts comes from God. So just, it's like I'm just kind of helping you to come into my world and how I do it. Okay, so write down. And then number 2, I last week introduced that, just wonder this gift. Number 1, this gift of God, what did I say? Wonder, the gift God gave you makes you feel. Okay, so but that's actually, if you wanted to really apply what I teach, intrapersonal attunement, almost just, oh, how did I feel at that moment? Oh, what image comes to my mind? What feelings and thought? So you are just telling God. Does it make sense? I didn't tell you, Sif. Today I'm telling you. So that's either you want to do it or not. It's up to you, but I find it really helpful. Number 3, wonder who you are to God, or what part of your life that God is mindful and aware of, or / he notices that he gave you this gift. And then now the Allison just reminded me, so what, that's all we do. Like, you know, the interactive gratitude, you guys know that now you write, you hear, pause and hear God's response. You know that, right? And then fascinating thing, this is the advance. If you want to do it, and then I just introduced my friends and they loved it. So I'm just introducing to you. If you want to do it or not, it's up to you. But it's very, very embedded in a science. And then while you are training your right side of brain, write down, I wrote it. I will send this thing, write down your impression of what God wants you to update on. Your view of yourself, view of other people, world, or view of God. Okay, I said it, I'm gonna just read what I wrote. And then just, you kind of feel that when you learn, it's very mechanical, like, you know, but then when you do it, it's very fluid. Just do whatever you want, but that's the ingredients that you're gonna cook with. Okay, let me read that. Okay, dear God, I noticed that I had a full day with so many meaningful interactions with clients. At this moment, I pause and see what touches me the most. Out of many good interactions, 2 things stand out, God. 1, unexpected outings to Baskin Robbins. Is it Baskin Robbins or Baskin Robbins? I don't know English, like, you know, whatever. Just do not get, I get nervous. Like, what's that, John? Baskin Robbins? Or
Yes.
Robbins?
Yes.
Okay, so it's wrong here. Okay, Baskin Robbins with Chongs and Kangs in the evening for 40 minutes. Number 2, the fact that John ordered the dinner ahead for our family to enjoy. I did not need to think about what to have for dinner since John had decided and ordered in the morning for dinner. As I reflect on those 2 small and simple moments, I become aware that life is beautiful and its beauty is found in small and simple things. Those 2 events made me happy, relaxed, and refreshed. The sky I saw in Baskin Robbins parking lot comes to my mind and makes me exhale, God. Kids chatting, laughing, and we adults join in there. I don't know, what did I say here? What did I say there? Okay, in their laugh too. I'm so grateful for those simple and small things, God. Who am I to you that you gave me such simple and yet potent joy? You must have noticed that I was closely sitting with people's pain today, which sometimes felt big to me. So you wanted to unburden me and also remind me that the joy and the beauty of life can be readily found in small and simple things. I do not need to work so hard or wait for big and grand things. That's why maybe you give it to me, maybe, right? And then now God's response is this. It's like a dear child of mine, but then I always hear in Korean, oh, 사랑하는 성심아. So glad to hear that you noticed my good intention to give you good gifts. Thank you for noticing that I had noticed your day and show up in a potent way in small and simple things. An update, right? It's God saying, I know, my child, that you tend to think that you need to do something big and hard, and that's holy. I want you to know that it's my desire to meet you in small and simple things in life. Also, you tend to think that people would value you when you do something big and or when you sacrifice your time and priority. Guess what? People are touched by small and simple things in life. I love small, soft, and simple things, just like you, my child. So I will stop right there. And then let me see you guys. So that's, okay, where am I? Okay, so that's an example. You can see when you incorporate those intra-personal attunement in, when you do already, those people who came to this training, I know that you guys already know how to do interactive gratitude. It's so easy. I assume that that's why you signed up for it. I am enhancing your ability to attune with yourself. Thus, when you facilitate Emmanuel journaling group, you are naturally be that person of giving that attunement to other people. If it's not, you cannot give. You cannot fake it. This is an invisible, unseen reality. People pick it up. You can fake it, and that works, but they know. Why people feel safe in your presence? Because that you already did your own homework. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, Sunny said, wow, thank you, Sunny. She's my, you were my interactive 2.0 last night, Sunny. So it's a 9:22. John, my schedule said, right, so we need to practice 2.0. Okay, what I'm gonna do is this. Let's just take a moment before we break out into a small group. I kind of want us to all together practice 22, but I need to make an executive decision. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, but you said you did your interactive grade too. Everybody, can you give me the one? Okay, do you have your entry with you? Do you have easy access to your entry? Like the things that you did, either journal or on a computer? I just assume that you have it. Okay, you have it.
Some do, some don't.
Okay, then it's okay. If you don't have it, like just know that prepare mind. Chances favor prepare mind. Just know that.
Oh,
So,
wise one, Sung-Shin.
no, that's not what I said.
I
I,
know, I
think
know.
somebody famous said that. Dan
Yeah.
Siegel said it. That's why he's saying it's really important to be educated and prepare. So whatever that you have, okay, those who didn't
I
read.
still think they can get the benefit of hearing other people.
Yes, okay, so that's what I would do. Okay, let me share the screen, and then this is what you are gonna do when I send you in a breakout room. Okay, here. Okay, each up. Okay, I did that already. Okay, here. Okay, what I want you to do is, I want you to bring out your journal, and then when you meet in a small group, I want you to taste what it is like to read and being listened to. So I'm gonna read this thing together. Lisa, can you read this? Each one of you, 1 and 2, you guys are 2. So my English might not be perfect. So if it is naturally edited as you are reading, you can edit it. I give you freedom. So Lisa and Lisa's friend can read 1 and 2. The person who read, this is what I want you to remind yourself and read. Okay, go ahead.
Only read what I wrote. While reading, I will not add any comments.
Very important, okay?
Whenever I notice the urge to elaborate or explain, I will return to the place of trust that God will fill in the blank and read only what I wrote.
Thank you.
Number 2, I will read my entry slowly with the intention to honor God who is in my experience. I might want to finish reading fast since I feel nervous. Whenever I notice this tendency, I will pause and return to a place of trust that God and friends in the group want to give me the gift of being listened to.
Isn't that so beautiful? Like just notice that this on this thank you, Lisa, on this even doing this thing, it's mainly John's contribution, how to facilitate a group, and it's so amazing. We can even do it, the whole teaching on this kind of thing, but just memorize it. That's what the person who read it will do it. Okay, then how do I go? Okay, whoever, Marian, can you read the person who listens? Can you read that for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Number 1, give my full attention to the person who reads. I am committed to give the person who reads the gift of my full presence.
Yes. Again, when you do it, practice attunement. Remember, you give your focus, attention onto the other person, not only hearing it. Oh, what thought? This is an opportunity for you to actually practice it. So then by doing it, you think that we are just doing it. By doing it, you are cultivating that skill. Number 2, Marian.
I would not make any comments or give any advice during and after the reading. I am committed to practice what it is like to be there for others without words.
Because we are so compulsive worker. We are so wired to fix and wanting to do something, but then just let's really practice. It is God who holds everything. Just practice what it is like to be there for somebody without any word. And then the person who facilitate, this is so easy. Whoever will facilitate, it's really nothing. All you are gonna do is, if let's say Lisa read it, then Lisa is a facilitator. Let's say Sharon read it, then all Lisa will do in between the space that let us hold Sharon in God's loving presence. And then you guys all, then Lisa, the facilitator, will just count like a few breaths, 2 or 3 breaths in and out. That's another opportunity for practice. You are just quieting. So like breathe in and out. And then that person, the facilitator, say thank you or amen, whatever that you wanted to choose. Then you know that the next person will go. So if Lisa is the one who just choose to facilitate and just saying it, okay, next Elizabeth, just cue it, that's all. So anybody can facilitate. I want you to practice it in your group. All right, so John, do you think we can send, okay, so let me check after stop. Do you?
Tell them how long they'll have.
You have 15 minutes. You have a 15-minute to share and then experience what it's like to read and being listened to. You get it? Get any questions before you go? Good. Okay, John, we can send that.
Okay.
All right, I'm excited.
You go ahead and join your hello. I'm here. I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't in your groups. That's fine too. Oh, I get it. I think, does Carrie have 2? Carrie's logged on twice. Yes. And Eileen is somewhere, and then Jane is quietly reflecting. So we're good. I'm just the manager of the process.
We can't hear you, Sanchim.
I said 15 people I hear, those who are like just follow the direction. Oh, Agnes, you smile. Beautiful, sunny. Okay. Welcome back. I'm doing well with time this time. We are not going to be like, oh, in hurriedly say goodbye. We are going to properly debrief and say goodbye. Thank you, Jamie. You give me a attunement, like, okay, like, all right. I'm going to take a moment to kind of just reflect on what happened. Like, you know, probably some people, this is their first time to read it out loud, being listened to, because you only practice it just on your own, or some people already experienced. But what I really, John and I, Anna, and few people here who practice it in person, retreat kind of format, or you can even do it with online with your people. I really think that reading it out loud and being listened to, the 3 slide that I teach, I can elaborate it. If I had a chance, I might do it. Why that it's that important? It's actually so powerful. The sharing out loud is just very important part of it, like according to Jim Wilder. But then just for this, because we don't have a gathering like that, so then it's hard. But I just really want you to dream that you have your group of people, you invite other people to come and do it together and then read it out loud. Experience so good. So let's take a moment to write on the chat box what it was like for you. Is it my first time? Oh, wow, like this was so, why so good? Some people read and then they cry and then they were surprised. Oh my God, I didn't think that I would cry. Why I am crying? Just take a moment. This is your chance. Do not just look at me. Even though it's a Zoom, we want to really create a space where we can all engage. And so just go ahead and begin writing. I will give you a few minutes. Just write down what your experience was, what it was like for you. Read it out loud. What was it like for you to hear other people's experience? Okay. It was so lovely, Terry said, because my whole small group attuned to me and amplified what I was experiencing. That's right. Christine, it's beautiful to simply to be listened to, be and held. That's so true, without any advice, huh? Sandra, I was unexpectedly emotional. I was there, Sandra. Agnes, how sweet to sit with others and hear their interaction with Jesus. What an honor. Oh, her heart is beautiful. She said, what an honor. Lynette said, my first time. Oh, okay, still uncertain, but starting to, what's that?
To understand the process.
Yes, and Lynn said, I just joined yesterday, but listening to everyone was beautiful. Okay, thank you, Lynn. Sharon said, I felt delighted, and joyful for the person sharing. She felt delightful for the other person. Maria says, so precious to hear a bit of someone's experience with God. That's so true. It's a sacred ground. And then Cheryl said, it feels like such an honor to listen to others. True. Elizabeth felt very vulnerable and a little scary. It's true. Whoever is Elizabeth, I hear you. I know it's scary, but that's again, that's the mini moment of you feel scared, but God is with you. He's saying that I'm here. And also these people saying it, I'm here without any judging. What was it? I like that comment. She was scared. Okay. Felt scared to read, but was beautiful to receive. Also to hear others share is a blessing. Jamie, listening to others, it was if I enter their heart, yeah, the sacred ground. Diana, it was so good to be together. I felt such peace and warmth listening to others. Makes me look forward to being together again. Maybe John, can you read some?
Oh,
Christopher.
Sure. I don't know where.
I felt so privileged to be invited into the intimacy. That's so true. I think it's a very common thing. People say that. Yes. It's that the holy ground and the sacred space. That's so true.
That's why we are very, I really want to ensure that's protected. That's why no commentary after people share. And unless later that person invites that, but that's it is really sacred territory. So Chris, you're right.
Everybody,
that's absolutely true. And it's nice to hear people's inner journey and how trustworthy God is.
Yep.
Holding people in God's loving care.
Mm.
Butterflies in my stomach.
Oh.
And then Sunny, this is a common experience. Sunny wrote, I found myself reading really fast and remembered Sungshim telling us to pause and slow down. And she felt the desire to connect and get to know other people.
Oh,
so,
Sunny.
Arms were wrapped around me, so
Mhm.
loving and kind from Lori. A little emotional
Yep.
and highlighted the moment I had with Jesus, and it made it sweeter.
Yep.
And yeah, so how's the time? Do you want to?
So yeah, it's a 48. Yep. So thank you so much for sharing. Was just nervous first. That's right. But
so
then
here, Agnes asked a good question. I mean,
yeah.
These are all like common experiences, and then that's when you'll see the themes and you can see yourself in people's comments too. Sungshim, can you share about reading out loud affects our experience? I think I heard Carl Lehman say it pulls it through our prefrontal cortex and actually makes it more vivid.
So I think what's happening is, my understanding is, if you kind of Google Dan Siegel's the domains of integration, he's talking about vertical integration and then also horizontal integration. So you can see that when you read, the words are left brain, but then with word, when you read it, you need to use your vocal cord. You just need to, like, when you do it, you engage your body sensations as well. So pull together, like Carl said, is right. So now, not only prefrontal cortex, it's that basically now everything is integrated, different parts of you, your voice, right? And then you need to vocalize that. And then your word, your thinking, and just all these things. To me, that's how I understand that. I think Carl Lemon's understanding in light of Dan Siegel's importance of integration. Now we are linking the differentiated part together. So I think that's why it's a really powerful. I think whenever we ask Jim, I think maybe that's something that is mysterious, but I think it makes sense why when you read it, the emotions comes. Because now it's not only internally, interpersonally, you are reading it to somebody, the other person is holding you. So it is a interpersonal integration takes place too. So, okay. All right, 9:50. Thank you for asking good question, Agnes.
Can you say again what to Google? Dan Siegel's importance of integration?
You know what, Agnes? I will send you the 9. I know
we'll
it's
send
not
it to
9.
everybody, just not Agnes. So other people don't feel left out. You know, like
just me.
Yeah, just you, Agnes. You are special. So yeah, just you.
we'll send that. And what I wanted to share about the reading it out loud, and we did an experiment today because there's some trust and confidence of knowing, and I know some of you well, some just by name and some not at all, but we know that holding that space is actually, it's a skill. And Sungshim, we could actually do a whole seminar on like an hour long on how to hold that space. And it's actually really vital. And so we did the experiment, we tried it, it seemed like it went well. There may be like some little spots where you didn't feel held. That's even normal in a skillfully held one. So just know that, thank you for going with the experiment. And this is how it can spread. And you take a risk, we take a risk when you engage this way, but then we think goodness can flow even more. So that's why we did it. And thank you for being a part of our grand experiment. And actually, I see life as an experiment, and hopefully the experiment results in more love and goodness and peace and truth. So there you go. Sharon is sharing it.
Yep.
So where are we landing this plane?
So now let's all, since we had a good high experience like that, it's important for us to have this rhythm, joy and quiet, and joy and quiet. That's what you are noticing here. So we are ending with just like the beginning. John is going to facilitate quieting one more time. And then at the end, we are going to do the takeaway, meaning kind of at the end, John will ask this question, God, what is that you want me to take away? What is the one thing? There's a lot of concepts. You are inspired, you are challenged. This is something I want to know, but then just let's consult to God. What is the one thing that God, small and simple, that I hold on to it, and then I just put it into practice.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So if you would just take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale. Another inhale. Long, comfortable exhale out. And then as you inhale, and then even I'll just comment as you exhale, the longer the exhale, the more you engage your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the quieting down. So a simple practice is just making your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. Lord, thank you for revealing how you designed our bodies, our physiology, so that we can cooperate with your design. And when we do that, when we're living in our design, your fruit can more naturally flow and take root, not just within this little space called my body, but also the space in between. So Lord, as we're quiet and we just are still in that still small place, what is it that you want us to take away, to chew on the rest of today or tonight? What stands out? What resonates? What do you want me to know? So just take the next 15, 30 seconds to just pay attention. Lord, let's take one deep breath in together. Long, slow exhale. Thank you, Lord, for weaving all things together for good. Amen. And if you would just share, you want to chat in the chat. What was your takeaway? What stood out to you? What was impressed upon your heart?
Yeah, why don't we take a moment to, this is your way of also paying one more attention. So do not just sit back. I mean, it's up to you. I'm more like forceful. Take a moment to actually write it in the chat box. So once you do it, you will again engage one more time. That's why. So then other people are also blessed. So we learn from each other. What's your, Alana said, God is healer. That's the impression God saying. God said, Lena said, God said, yes. The gift and the power of attunement. That's beautiful. Each moment is its fullness. Oh, who said, oh, Anna said, I thought they're so profound. Each moment is its fullness. Okay. Lori said, intentionally seeking shimmering eyes. Okay, very good. I'm bathed in God's light and I don't need to only just learn for others, but to receive for myself. Okay. Sharing is beautiful. God is always attuned to me. Yes. God is saying, yes, I'll be there for you. Yep. Practicing interpersonal attunement will help me to be more present and able to attune with others. Intrapersonal. Okay. Christine, the importance of IJ every day to direct my thoughts and throughout the day. Okay. Our origin. Good.
I think that's Kristen.
Oh, Kristen, sorry.
Yes, that's all right.
Susie said, God, Susie, I'll be with you in big 6 emotions, heartbeat and breath. Okay.
You want me to read some?
Yep.
Okay. Invitation to pursue him deeper. I'm not alone. I'm in good company. Post-traumatic growth. Yes, that's. Yep. I always share that with my clients, and it's like gives hope because there's the disorder part of it, the pain part, but then the growth part. And then Terry says, attunement amplifies the experience of the one receiving it. Remember how I was blessed today by attunement experience from others. That's so good.
That's good.
That's
so really such true. A good takeaway. Yeah.
So SIFT can help develop intrapersonal attunement to enable growth in interpersonal. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Chris.
Really true.
Yeah. Lily said, remember you're chosen as you move on to next step into your moving into my way in your life. I'm with you.
Wow. These are really good. And you guys can see
Sharon said, it's okay. Just be, I am healed by God. Oh, held by God. Yes. I need to slow down and reflect more deeply. That's so true though. It's like we need to, at least for these 4 weeks, at least, growing up, you learn that you need to do the quiet time, like 20, 30 minutes. I think we kind of lose that. We think that it's a rule, but I think it's foolish to think that your mind will do just the work, because the brain is a negativity bias. So if we already hear so many no, it is wise for us to humble ourselves to engage in those mindful practices, or listening to God's yes is very, very important. Otherwise, we are foolish. So let's humble ourselves and do that. Trinity is a gentle presence, allow us on our term. Okay. Each heartbeat and breath in God's yes, he's with me, attuned to me. This Emmanuel saying, I honor your longing for practice as a facilitator that help others unleash, unlock, releases themselves, others to their true hearts and secure attachment. I do really enjoy the importance of connection with others and feeling appreciation, being aware of shift as a way to see how God is speaking to me through all of those. Very good. Deep understanding, attunement is helpful, intra and interpersonal. Learning to skillfully facilitate holding space for attunement is something that can be transferred. Oh, very great. Okay, guys, you did really well. And may you be all well. And then I really encourage you to practice interactive gratitude 2.0. And then I will kind of I will send you my slide bonus that I want to encourage you to do. Those who want to really enhance their skill, I encourage you to, I'm going to send that info as well. It's on the slide. I didn't show it to you. Dan Siegel's Wheel of Awareness practice is 25 minutes. It's on YouTube. I put the YouTube link, and then if you want to study Wheel of Awareness. But again, that is somebody, can you unmute yourself?
No, mute. I asked them to unmute to say goodbye.
I'll say goodbye later. Oh, yeah. So,
if you're in the same room, then it echoes, I think. So if you can.
So I'm going to send you, I was originally thinking of preparing it, practicing this thing together, since I'm not sure it'll show up or not, just in case it doesn't show up. Since it's a facilitator training, I said that I'm going to give you resources that you can continue to cultivate their presence. One of the practice I find it absolutely helpful is Wheel of Awareness. So I want you to check it out, and then I'll provide the resource on the slide. Okay, that's it. That's for today.
All right, can you unmute and just say goodbye so we can hear your voices and.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
you.
Good to be with you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Bye, guys.
God bless you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thank you, Jane.
Well,
Love you, Jane.
Bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, yes.
Bye-bye.
See
Thank
ya.
you.
Hey, Allison.
Hey, thank you guys. So good.
Yes.
I told Sunny to stay so she could say hi, but she has to go to a meeting.
Okay, Allison, that's our another friend, Sunny. Sunny is,
Hello.
yeah.
That was good, guys. That was so good.
Oh, here, let me,
When
She was
Sunny
so
said it's
good.
good,
She was like, she did even the whole updated version of everything. I was like, oh my gosh, she's such a good student.